do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Fala galera, beleza? A gente acabou o evento aqui do Ecom, que a gente passou os últimos 3 dias e foi animal, uma quantidade tremenda de informação, e hoje a gente terminou com uma reunião da Tribe também, né, que a gente já comentou o que é. E aqui do meu lado eu tô com o Jason O'Neill, que é o criador e o CEO do Ecom Solutions, né, que a gente vai estar usando para fazer todo o nosso processo de vendas e de compras e para fazer os nossos milhões de dólares. A gente só vai fazer algumas perguntas aqui para eles, para vocês entenderem um pouquinho mais sobre o negócio dele e conhecer ele um pouco mais também, tá? Bom, a primeira pergunta: o que o motivou para criar o Ecom? So what motivated you to create Ecom?
That's a good question. So I'll talk to the camera. So got started in this business in 2014, and at the time it was pretty much the wild, wild west. It wasn't a lot of automation. There wasn't a lot of softwares. You know, I realized that there was an opportunity to make some money because you had people that wanted to buy products on Amazon.com, and then you had suppliers that wanted to sell those products, you know, Walmart at the time and some of the other retail stores. But there wasn't any easy way to do any inventory management. And what I mean by that is we would take a product from Walmart and see that it was selling for, like, just have an example, $100, and it was selling over here for $100, and over here where people were shopping on Amazon, they were buying it for like $150, so you get to keep the difference. However, we didn't have any way of knowing when they ran out of stock over here. And I had a bunch of people that I was starting to teach how to do this. It was kind of a unique opportunity. So we realized that, like, all right, so we're using spreadsheets to kind of manually click buttons and see if it's in stock or out of stock, and it just wasn't a very efficient process. You could only get to where you'd have 200 or 300 products for sale, and just going through that inventory over the course of a day would take hours to just go through it once, much less, you know, every hour, like, which was our goal at the time, was to try to really be as on top of products running out of stock over here. Because if we realized that if we could automate this process of managing the inventory, we could have more products for sale. Right. And by having more products for sale, we'd make more sales. So that was the initial thought behind that, was there's a real problem, we get to a certain point, we can't scale. We just can't scale the business. So we created that solution. There wasn't anything out on the market at the time that would actually do that. And realized that as an entrepreneur, it's like, you hear it all the time, if you solve problems, you know, like, you'll be able to make some good money in the market. And that's what we did, is we solved the problem, and we kind of helped create an ecosystem of sorts of people that are drop shipping on Amazon because of that initial solving of a problem that everybody was having.
Right. Well, still there isn't anything that's similar to Ecom out there, really. And you have definitely created a great community of people who can just talk all day, every day, and exchange ideas and just help each other out. Okay, great. Next question: what is the volume of sales that go through Ecom on a monthly basis and on a yearly basis?
I'm really proud of this one. On a monthly basis, about $9 million average. We expect that to grow substantially moving forward.
$90 million.
$9 million. We do over 100 million as a community. Every single year, there's since the very beginning of Ecom, once we created our orders management center, where we could see the actual products that we're selling, we've done over $100 million every single year. And we expect this year, believe it or not, to be the biggest year by far that we've ever had on the platform, with some of the new cool stuff that we're able to do in the market. So, like, we think that there's a big opportunity for growth to help, you know, small business owners succeed on Amazon. So $100 million, we've got a goal of 200 this year.
Nice. Yeah. Small business owners, that's you and I. All right, next question. What are the advantages of using Ecom that you see on using your software?
Automation. I mean, you can do everything that Ecom does manually, but you can't scale. You get to a certain point to where if you want to grow past a certain point, you need to either hire people to do tasks that you can automate, and the automation is going to do it for a lot less than the cost of hiring someone to do that.
Right.
You know, the cost of technology is a lot less than the cost of manual labor. And that's why there's an opportunity right now, is because technology is getting to a point where, wow, I don't need to have like hundreds of people to build a successful business. I can do this with a couple good pieces of software, a couple good virtual assistants that are overseas, and I can build a multi-million-dollar business with very, very little overhead.
Perfect.
So it's all about automation. It's all about using technology for things that maybe 10 years ago you couldn't. You know, like, why would you pay someone to do something? Let's say that it costs you 10 cents to pay someone to do something, but a computer system can do it for a fraction of a penny. You know, like, efficiency makes you more profitable as a company.
Absolutely. And you can scale.
You can scale, right?
You just
with
have
less
all that
people.
automation. Yeah,
with less
absolutely.
people. It costs you less and you make more. At the end of the day, what that means is more money in your pocket.
Right. That's what we like.
That's
what
what
we
we like.
want to hear. What are some new tools that you foresee that you guys are going to add to Ecom Solutions?
So that is a really exciting question right now. You guys were just here for the last couple days. We are rolling out a brand new database full of products. So I've always had this vision of ecom being the Google of e-commerce, right? And what that means is, like, Google indexes every single thing on the internet, and you can look it up and you can find it. So we are really close to completing a technology that makes it possible for us to spin up new suppliers, like, regularly. And every single one of these suppliers has a different line of products. Some suppliers have hundreds, some suppliers have millions. So now that we can get access to all these suppliers and what they're selling it for, we can also cross-reference what it's selling for over here on Amazon and really make the process of finding profitable products really simple. You know, taking something that, again, used to be kind of a manual process of opening up a website, copying a title, coming over here to Amazon and pasting the title and seeing, you know, if you could find it on Amazon. Now we can do that a million times more efficiently. So there's, you know, we're rolling out this growing database. You know, it's a database that's going to continuously be growing. It's our vision to basically be able to index every single product that Amazon's selling, right? Amazon, as of at least last year, had 562 million products for sale.
Wow.
In their marketplace. We want Ecom to know exactly who the supplier of all 562 million products are, so you, as sellers, can log into the system and say, I'm looking for a product in this category that makes this kind of profit, that's got this kind of sales rank, and make it easy to find that, right? To take out a lot of the heavy lifting. That way, again, you can make more money with less people.
Right.
So
even more automation.
Even
Automation
more,
is the name of the
even
game, as
more
it seems like.
That's always what we're
Yeah.
working towards, is trying to take things that, because we're in the business, so we realize things that take time, and we figure out, like, hey, would this be something that would make sense for us to automate? Just like what we just recently did. You guys are using the automation of confirming shipments, right? How much time does that save?
A very good amount.
So you get to now take that time and put it towards something else to help you grow your business.
Right.
So this is very similar, like the ASIN database is, you know, taking something to where let's just say it takes you 30 seconds to go back and forth between a website, right? Now that 30 seconds is going to be reduced to like a fraction of a second, so you're more efficient, right? You get to operate a company with less people, because technology will make it available for you, so you can operate with less people, less overhead, and ultimately find more products and be more profitable.
Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted to hear. I guess just the last question then, where do you see dropshipping going in the next 2 to 3 years?
Oh man, dropshipping's gonna grow, right? More suppliers that want your business
Hell
at
yeah.
the end of the day, right? I mean, these suppliers want you to help them sell their products. That's what it boils down to, is over the last several years, in the dropshipping space, if you hear anything that, oh, dropshipping's going in a certain direction, the conversation outside of here has been dropshipping is dead, right? Dropshipping's getting harder and harder. Amazon doesn't like it. The suppliers don't like it. At the end of the day, there's just been nobody that's been bringing more suppliers to the table, right? Like everybody's using the same 2 suppliers, really, and one of them that causes the bulk majority of the problems, which is Walmart. Everybody uses the same exact supplier. Walmart doesn't, or Amazon doesn't really want you selling products from Walmart. They don't make that a secret. So because everybody's kind of been using the same exact suppliers and nobody's come up with a solution up until now with the ASIN database, now with that ASIN database, you gotta imagine, if you buy a shelf and it comes from a company called shelving.com and someone gets what they wanted to buy, they're 99 out of 100 times going to be really, really happy with that purchase. So again, if we can close the gap on over here, there's 562 million products on Amazon for sale, and we can find out who the suppliers of all these products are that are willing to ship it for you without us having to touch any of the inventory. Uber is a company that has 0 cars. Airbnb is a company that has 0 houses. We, as drop shippers, don't have any inventory. So Ecom, our goal again is to make it possible for you guys and for everybody who wants to be in this business to be able to diversify their supply chain to where if Amazon comes up and says, hey, we don't want you using these guys as a supplier, to where you can cut them off and there's an endless supply of other ones on the other side of it. So that's really what I expect technology to enable us to do in 2019 is diversify our supply chain. That way, if there's any issues with any 1, 2 suppliers, that there's others that are lining up right behind them that are willing to work with us and help us be in compliance with whatever the policies or the rules are. Because at the end of the day, drop shipping is simply a method of a product being delivered to someone. Right. That's all it is, right? And drop shipping is going to be around because unless you're Walmart, you don't have access to that kind of capital to buy everything, you know? But what makes drop shipping wonderful is if we can find 100,000 products and put them up for sale, we don't have to touch any of the inventory. So like we just use a law of large numbers to our advantage, and a certain percentage of those products sell. We don't have to touch any of the inventory, so it's a matter of how many products can we find, and if the suppliers will fulfill for us. Dropshipping's not going anywhere. Yep. It's actually going to get bigger for the people who have the right technologies. That's the key. It's going to be hard for people who don't have good technology to compete with us, right? Because we have technology that has automated so much of the stuff that they're going to be paying to have happen, to have people do for them where the technology can do it for us. So dropshipping is just going to continue to get bigger year after year, the way that it has the last several years. It's gotten bigger every single year. Mm-hmm. Even if the conversation is dropshipping is dying, it still grows every year. Last year, Amazon had their best year ever, and we're a big part of it. The third-party sellers are a big part of it. So you have to ignore the outside noise. Understand that dropshipping is going to be around. Suppliers want you to sell their products. People want to buy products on Amazon. As long as you make them happy, Amazon wants you to do business on their platform too.
Absolutely. So, and what do you have to say for people who aren't yet selling on Amazon and making money?
What are you waiting for? So, you know, when was the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. The second best time is today, right? There's nothing to wait on. I mean, at the end of the day, you have one life to live. You can live in fear of what might happen, or you can take your destiny in your own hands and create something. And by doing something, at least by starting, you're doing something proactive towards hitting your goals in life, as opposed to waiting for something magical to happen, because there is no magic. It's just do the work, get involved, start. Because, I mean, what other business can you leverage? You know, the largest company on the planet, which is Amazon, who spends billions of dollars. They're the #1 advertiser on Google. They spend more money than everybody. They have over 300 million shoppers here in the United States. They're going into Brazil right now, mm-hmm. right? Yep. They're moving worldwide. Every single year, they're getting more penetration into the worldwide economy, right? So where else can you leverage a company that is spending that much money where people have their wallets out and are ready to buy something. Like when they go to Amazon and they're searching for something, they want to buy.
Right.
You know, they have buyer's intent. So if we can help them find that, if we can find someone that will supply that product to them, I mean, what better business model is there? You know, like outside of that, you have to get really good at a lot of skills. With this, you need to be good at customer service, and you need to be good at sourcing products and be a little bit resourceful.
Right.
With finding access to capital, right? Like if you can do that, and there's programs out there that can help you do that. So outside of that, like there's no risk. What is the risk? You don't pay for a product until after someone buys it. So what is the risk? You know, even if Amazon says, hey, we don't want you to sell that product, take it down. There's 100,000 products right on the other side of it, right? Like at the end of the day, there's no risk. So I can't imagine like what someone would wait for. What would you be waiting for? Like what's the sign gonna be? What's it gonna take for you to say, I'm gonna do this, it makes sense to me. Like logically it makes sense. So if you can get over the emotion of the fear of what may happen, who knows? Like what happens if you're successful? Have you ever asked yourself that question, right? Like what happens if you succeed? For me, I didn't have much going for myself when I started in this business. You know, I didn't have a job. So I didn't have maybe that fear of having to leave a job or something, but I know that life as it wasn't making me happy. And starting this business gave me purpose, and it made me happy. It makes me happy every single day. It's a lot of fun to make sales every single day. I get to, you know, employ a lot of people. That's been fantastic. So, I mean, there's a lot of great opportunities. There's a lot of reasons to get started. There's really not any good reasons. Can you think of any good reasons not to start?
No, not really. You should get started.
Should get started. So.
I thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Aí, valeu, galera. Tá aqui o Jason Neal again, o fundador do Ecom Solutions. E o que você está esperando para começar a vender na Amazon? Valeu.